Hi, I'm your 47th District State Representative Mark Hargrove. Thank you for trusting me to serve the many communities in our district, which includes Auburn, Kent, Renton, Covington, Black Diamond, and Ravensdale. Thank you for watching today. As many of you know, I am the Assistant Ranking Member on the House Transportation Committee, and as such, I have worked closely with the Democrat and Republican leaders on the committee as we worked on a statewide transportation budget. Last week, our committee rolled out the transportation budget and took media questions about it. There are so many working parts of this particular budget because we have various needs and interests depending on where people live. The recession and the high cost of fuel have impacted gas tax revenues that pay for roads and other transportation projects. That means we still have the same amount of work to do, but we have to get it done with a limited budget. This year's budget was nearly $8.9 billion and includes projects promised when the 9.5-cent gas tax was passed by voters in 2005. I appreciated being part of the team working on this budget. We did not agree on everything, but I was glad to be included in the discussions. Now that we're getting back into the budget work and bills are going back and forth between the House and Senate for amendments and changes, I thought I would share a little about how a bill moves between the two bodies. The process for a bill passing is very interesting. It is well known that there are many ways for a bill to die, but only one way for it to pass all the way into law. Once a House bill is passed, it heads to the Senate for public hearings and sometimes amendments, which are changes to the bill. If a House bill is amended in the Senate, it has to come back to the House for us to support the changes or not. If we don't support the changes, then it goes back to the Senate. If we agree with whatever was done to the bill, we concur and send it to the governor to sign. What I find so interesting is that a bill everyone likes in the House can be completely rejected in the Senate, and the same is true for a Senate bill in the House. One example is a bipartisan bill the Senate passed to address problems in the state workers' compensation system. Now that the bill is in the House, the chair of the appropriate committee has refused to schedule a public hearing. And without a public hearing, there will be no vote, and the bill dies. Finally, I have really enjoyed working on education issues and watching the twists and turns House Bill 1546, my Innovation Schools bill, has taken. It passed the House with amendments that basically took some of the more innovative freedom out, but it was still a good start to encouraging some out-of-the-box thinking in education. The Senate Education Committee just amended it again to make it more attractive to some members of that body and add some clarity, and it passed out of committee unanimously. Next, someone on the Senate Rules Committee must choose to pull the bill from the floor calendar for a vote. I'll keep you updated on the progress. I've often said that the legislators of both parties have many of the same goals, so I suppose it shouldn't be surprising that so many have been willing to work on this bill to keep it moving through the process. Perhaps my most difficult challenge is to continually evaluate whether the various amendments are still moving the bill toward its original intent. Some amendments are necessary to improve the impact of a bill, some are necessary to gain bipartisan support, some are necessary for clarity, and some are even necessary to appease a special interest group that has enough influence to kill the bill. After it is all done, if I have done my job well, I will be able to say that not only was I able to take this bill all the way through the legislative process, but that it actually makes an improvement in our state. And that's while being fiscally responsible and not growing government. Well, that's it for this week. Please remember that my door is always open to you, and I am happy to assist constituents with finding information and working with state agencies. Please feel free to contact my legislative office anytime. Thank you for the opportunity to serve as your local representative.